Morning guys, happy Tuesday. So I am between visits and I wanted to come on here live and talk to you guys about my why. I know yesterday, which was day one of our sneak peek, and I want to welcome all of you. I used to go live on day one, but yesterday I was just not feeling the greatest. And I wanted to just show up for you guys 100%. So I decided to post the video I was going to post this morning, last night, and go live today and talk about my why. So I have been a Beachbody coach now for 9 years. June 19th of this month, obviously this year, was 9 years. So I have been a coach since June 19th of 2010. Actually, I did sign up to be a coach back in 2009 briefly, but I didn't do anything with the business. And I was like, well, I'm not making any money, even though I did nothing. And I quit. So I have officially been a coach for 9 years. I started out with P90X from eBay, and when TurboFire came out in 2010, I signed up to be a coach for a discount on TurboFire and Shakeology. So that is how I started 9 years ago. I have done, I've at least tried almost every single program that has been released. Doing Lift 4 right now and loving it. Me and my husband are doing it together. It's like a lift, cardio, hit, core workout, and it's only 4 days a week. So that's kind of crazy. Workouts are 30 to 40 minutes. We work out 4 days a week. You get 3 rest days. When Morning Meltdown 100 comes out for VIP early access the end of July, I'm actually going to combine Morning Meltdown and Lift 4. So I'm going to try it and see how it goes because I'm just loving Lift 4 so much. But I also want to try this brand new program because it sounds amazing, 20 to 30 minutes. So, it's a good time to sign up to be a coach when Morning Meltdown 100 launches for coaches July 1st, because you will get access to the first 10 workouts on July 1st when you sign up to be a coach with Morning Meltdown 100. So if you want to give the sample workout a try, reach out to me and I will send you the link so you can give it a try. But that's really not what today's video is about. Today's video is about my why. And since I've been a coach for 9 years, my why has actually changed a few times. I've had 3 different whys in the last 9 years. When I first signed up to be a coach, I was just finishing my master's degree in social work. I was a single mom living with my parents. So I signed up to be a coach because I was really, really worried about being able to find a job. So I basically signed up to be a coach 2 months before I graduated with my master's degree, and I wanted to be a school social worker. That was why I went to grad school. I wanted to work in the schools. But finding a job in school social work was really, really hard because lots of people were applying. They didn't count my year internship as experience because I wasn't paid. So it was really, really hard because hundreds of people would apply. And even if I would get an interview, I didn't compare to those people with years and years of paid experience. So I ended up getting a job working for the state of Wisconsin investigating child protection, which is funny because 9 years later, I'm investigating adult protective services in Illinois. So it kind of came around circle. I said I would never work with adults, and now I say, I could never work in child protection again. So, my why when I first started was to supplement my income while I was looking for a job because I was working at Starbucks. I had a 4-year-old son. I had $100,000 of student loans looming over my head, and that is why I became a coach. So I went all in 9 years ago. I became a diamond coach, which is the 3rd rank, which is like the ultimate goal. Well, first ultimate goal is to become a diamond coach, and I did that in 100 days. And I was making pretty decent money. Coaching has always been a way to either pay all my bills, which it did for about 18 months, the first 18 months of my daughter's life, or to supplement my social work salary, because social workers just don't make a lot of money. Let's just be honest. It's really hot today. It's like 80 degrees already. So I'm cranking up my air in my car. So it was really, social work has always been my dream. It's what I want to do. It's what I'm passionate about. I've worked in many different areas of social work. I've worked in child protection, the investigative part and the ongoing part. I've worked in residential. I worked in homelessness. I worked in guardianship, and now I work in adult protective services as an investigator. So, right now I'm making the most as a social worker that I've ever made. I worked very, very hard to be where I'm at, and I absolutely love my job. So, you know, at the time, my first why, as I said, was to help to pay my bills while I was looking for a social work job. And then once I got married to my now husband, it became to stay home with our kids. As a single parent, I missed a lot of my son growing up, and I said, I don't want to miss that with our future children. So found out we were having twin girls, about a year into our marriage. And, you know, at that point, I really, really pushed because I wanted to stay home with them. And daycare for 2 kids at one time is very, very expensive. So, you know, I pushed, I hit a huge goal. I was making almost double what I was making as a social worker when it was time for the girls to be here. And when I was laid off from my job because they wouldn't hold my job, that's a whole nother story. You know, I was able to stay home for 18 months. What even put a wrench in my plans, though, was that one of the twins, you know, both twins were born super healthy, 7.5 pounds each. We lost one of our twins, one of our girls. She had a heart attack at 6 days old, and when she was 12 days old, we decided to turn the machine off because her brain stem was dead. She would have stayed in a coma for the rest of her life on machines, and we just didn't want to do that. So when she was 12 days old, she went to heaven. So yes, we had to plan a funeral for our baby who wasn't even 2 weeks old yet. You know, I don't know if I could have gone back to work. And I think if that wouldn't have happened, I still would have been able to put my all in my business, and I probably would still be home today. I would not be back at work, but you know, everything happens for a reason. When I went back into the workforce, I actually was a supervisor in guardianship. I was let go from that job, laid off, and then I got this job in adult protective services where I love my job. Even though it's stressful right now, somebody has left, so we have tons of extra work to do. May was an insane month with lots of new cases. I still love it. And I love it because I have amazing coworkers. We get amazing benefits. I'm gonna say, as a mom with a son with type 1 diabetes, benefits are super important. And at this point, we paid enough out of pocket, which our limits are really, really low, that the rest of his care for his diabetes for the rest of the year is gonna be free. And that doesn't happen anywhere where 6 months of diabetes supplies and medical care is free. That doesn't happen anywhere. So like, the benefits are excellent. The retirement plan is excellent. So getting those student loans paid off is going to be a reality. I'm going to try to get those all paid off within the next 10 years. That is the goal. It's $100,000 is a lot of money. And also have our mortgage mostly paid off in 10 years. That's really the goal. So right now, my why is different. It is not to stay home. As much as I love those 18 months home with my daughter, perhaps the stay-at-home moms, it's hard. It's harder to be at home trying to run a business than it is to go work a 9 to 5 and run a business. Because I've just always done better running my business when I've had a full-time job. I know that sounds really, really weird, but when you have all the tasks in the household on you during the day, it's just really hard to work a business. And you know, that's just me. That's not everybody. So my third why is to build this business to a point where it's going to pay off all my student loan debt. I'm working on it, chiseling away. I pay for everything with cash. I no longer use credit cards. All my credit cards, consumer loans, everything except for my student loans and my mortgage is paid off, which is completely insane. And that is the power of this business, is that it has made me completely debt free except for our mortgage and my student loans. So, and I am the one who used to live on credit cards. I didn't know any better. So all of that debt has been paid off. We paid for my daughter's funeral and medical expenses with coaching. We did 2 bathrooms and floors at our old house with Beachbody money, which led us to get $75,000 out of the sale of our house. And now we're building our brand new dream house. That is all thanks to Beachbody. The part of our wedding that we paid for over 5 years ago now was paid for with Beachbody money. We've gone on family trips that have been paid for with Beachbody money. So, you know, Beachbody has done so much for us in these 9 years. I've made over $200,000 as a coach in 9 years, which is kind of crazy because there were years that I just didn't work this business at all, and that was all residual income from my team. So, you know, that's my why. It's not to stay home with my kids. much as I love my kids and I do have some flexibility in my job to be able to be at their things, their activities and stuff like that, and I devote my weekends to my kids, you know, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be investigating adult protective services. I'm supposed to be helping seniors and adults with disabilities in my community. That is just what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm so happy that things fell into place how they did. I get to work as a social worker because I don't have to worry about money as much, because I have coaching. Because I have this thing where all I do is share what I'm eating and share my workouts and share my passion for these programs and these products. And I make money doing that, and it pays my bills. Guys, it pays off debt. It helps us to go on family vacations with cash. It's helped me to travel. I went to Utah. I'm going to Indianapolis in a few weeks. We're saving up to potentially take the kids to Disney over spring break next year. Again, building a brand new house. These are all things that I never would have done if it wasn't for Beachbody. So, you know, that's my why. And, you know, eventually when we're debt free, when I'm 50, hopefully I'm going to be 40 in a year. So I'd like to be completely debt free by the time I'm 50. And then I would like to start a nonprofit in my community, because I feel that the county that I live in just does not have a lot of services for those in need. And I want to start a nonprofit. Since I've worked in nonprofits almost all of the last 9 years of my life, I want to start my own nonprofit and really make a difference in my community. So that is my huge new why. And to show my kids what it is to push for something that you really want, to show them what it is to be healthy, to show them what it is to be a happy, healthy mom. So that's where I'm at. I hope you are enjoying this sneak peek. We still got a few days left. I will be coming on live probably Friday morning to answer questions. I was going to come live Thursday night, but now my son's game on Monday was rescheduled for Thursday. So as I said, those things are priorities for me. So Friday morning, I will be coming on to answer questions. So I'll be posting a post probably tomorrow asking if you guys have any questions, so I can make sure that I address them on Friday when I come on. So I hope everybody has a fantastic Wednesday, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye.